What's up, actors? Mike Moreno here from Actor CEO. Thank you so much for joining me again, jumping into industry news that you need to know. We should call this show something. So here, right off the bat, this is from TheVerge.com. Sarah Cooper now has a Netflix deal, as well as some other opportunities in front of her. If you don't know who Sarah Cooper is, let me just scroll down a little bit so you can see her lovely face in this wonderful photo. Sarah Cooper is a comedian. She's an actress, and she's been doing these fantastic Trump impersonations, where she does the impersonations. She creates these videos on TikTok, and they've gone completely viral. Over 22 million views on one of them, and she's doing an impersonation of Trump over the. She's dubbing. Sorry, she's not dubbing over the audio. The audio is there of Trump, and she's just lip syncing it, and then she does these wonderful little skits and sketches. But this is fantastic, and this goes exactly to something we've been talking about on the podcast and across the Actor CEO platform consistently, which is actors are like, what can I do right now? Actors are in a position of like, there's so much uncertainty that I don't know what's going on with my industry. I don't, theaters shut down, the production stuff is not happening. What is going on? What's going to happen? And there's two things that are I want to point out here that I've pointed out consistently. I just want to remind you guys about. One is we have more capacity than ever before to create content. What Sarah has done is that she took something that she was already good at, right? Comedy. She's clever. She's funny. She's great at what she does. She's very inventive in the sketches that she does. It's fun. It's current. It's right now, and it's easy for her to do. Okay. So she's showing who she is, what she does, how she helps, right? She's showing all of the things that highlight her best and is in complete control of that. And there's no gatekeeper between her and an audience. She puts it on TikTok. People think it's interesting. People are like, oh, we want to see more of this. Great. I will do more of it because it's something that showcases me really well. And also it's really fun. That's her using her time wisely, right? She's not waiting for permission from somebody else to say like, oh, now you can be a comedian because you can come and do stand-up over here. Now you can be an actress because you can come and do this project over here. She didn't need to wait for anybody's permission. She just did something she wanted to do and put it out there in the world. It happens to be something that is relevant and that people find amusing, right? Here's the second part of that. So many people worldwide are tied into these screens right now, more than ever before in the history of history. That said, they want stuff like this, right? They're digesting, consuming stuff like this at a rapid rate. So right now, what's more important is the quality of the content, not the quality of production. Do you understand what I'm saying? So Netflix, HBO, other folks, other streaming providers, high quality production is running out of capacity to produce high quality production. Consistent. LA is opening up and then LA is shutting down. Jurassic Park is shooting and then it's not shooting because there's a COVID outbreak, right? So production at that level that we all sort of assume is like, oh, well, you're officially a professional when you're working at this level. And I have to wait for somebody to give me access into that level before I'm like doing what I want to do and reaching the people I want to reach and being a professional at the level that I want to be. I have to wait for that permission and that access in order to step up to that level. Well, that is consistently contracting right now, right? We've seen CAA firing hundreds of folks. We've seen Warner Media shutting down some of their productions and offices and letting people go. Why? Because they know the industry is contracting. They know they can't sustain the level of production that they have been doing for a while, which means what? Which means these providers, these streaming providers, lots of the content providers, CBS, Viacom, everybody else is going to run out of content. So who are they going to look to help them out? People like Sarah, people like you, content creators who can create content now, create content that's relevant, create content that has an audience, create content that's interesting, and do something that they love, right? And that they're in full control over doing. I mean, Sarah's doing it from her apartment, you know what I mean? And so what does that lead to? Now, let's go into the details. She's been pursuing comedy, it says, since 2014. I'm trying not to like roll the ad here for you. And she's published several books, which I didn't even know. And then she goes on, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and all these other places and shares her viral videos. Actually, I think it was on Twitter where it got like 22 million views. In case you haven't seen this, definitely check her out. They're all very funny. She's very good at what she does. And so now, let's see. They're pointing out that TikTok is a great place to be discovered. Other people have been discovered there. If you're not on TikTok, you don't need to worry about it. There's plenty of other platforms out there that you can take advantage of. The point is that she's taking advantage of platforms that allow her to reach people without anybody else's say so and showcase what it is that she does best, right? And now I'm trying to find the details of the Netflix. These freaking ads are slowing everything down. Of the Netflix deal. So it says, let's see, is getting her own comedy special on Netflix. It's called Sarah Cooper's Everything's Fine. Will premiere this fall. Why? Why is it premiering this fall? Because they don't have content. They haven't been shooting anything over the summer, right? Pilot season was completely demolished, right? So most of these content providers don't have nearly the amount of content that they used to. Who can help them? Freaking you. You can help them. Sarah can help them. You guys can. Come on now. And she'll be joined by special guests who will partake in various shenanigans, such as sketches, short interviews, blah blah blah. Guys, this show. When you hear those words, do you have any idea how cheap and easy this show is going to be to produce comparatively? They're not, you know what I mean? Like they can shoot two people to do a sketch, right? It could just be like, the level of production quality is not expected to be high when you're shooting comedy sketches. I mean, if you think back to like Mad TV and, all that, and even SNL at times, even though that's probably one of the highest production qualities that you can have out there for this type of thing, that's not the point, right? If you've got like silly sets and a curtain behind you, the Eric Andre show, like that doesn't matter. The quality of the content is what matters, right? If it's funny no matter what, whether the curtain is, sequenced and it's the Johnny Carson show or whatever, or the late night show with Stephen Colbert to be a little bit more relevant, or just like two people sitting on a theater couch, and like that's what it is. That's all that matters, right? If it's funny, it's funny, and people will watch it, and that is the point, right? So she has just gone out there and showcased what it is that she does and something that she's interested in, and now she's got a freaking deal out of it. So she has now skipped ahead probably 10 years of her career by actually leveraging the systems and platforms that we have right now. So I'm not telling you that you have to like go viral to make this happen. I'm telling you that your audience is out there and you can do this right now. And this is yet another example of this happening. And more importantly, my point is that producers, content creators who you want to be on, who you think you need to go to a casting director and XYZ in order to ever have access to Netflix or anybody else, are looking for folks who are not just good at what they do, but are creating that type of content, right? Imagine the control she's going to have, the creative control she's going to have over this now. And imagine now so many more people realizing, oh, here's a creative artist, right? Here's a creative person, and she went out there and did something. So now we always are going to sort of be viewing her through this lens. She's going to have her own challenges working with other people, of course, as is always the case in any sort of production like this. But she's always going to be viewed through the lens of she created something, and now she's been brought in to help create this thing, and now she's going to have more opportunities from there on out. I just think it proves the point again and again. I encourage you to check it out. It's on TheVerge.com, and of course, check out her videos and do your best to get out there and showcase who you are, what you do, and how you help. All right. You can find everything else at theactorceo.com. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. For more great interviews, insight, and more, click the next video and be sure to subscribe.